Hey everyone, so it's Megan and I'm just here to show you how I made my lipstick bottles a little more pretty and doing some repair work to bottles that I've had for a long while, like upwards of 2 years. So the very first thing you do is you obviously get your LipSense bottle that you want to revamp. This one that I am using is Lexi Berry for the ones that you want to know. So you take off the wrapper first, or the wrapper. Wrapper works. Let's go with wrapper. And then even the one on the cap too, if you want to get all of that stuff off. And for me, it took a little bit of doing, not too bad, but it does leave, some sticky residue. We don't want that. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna get some alcohol, not the good stuff, right? And you're just gonna wipe it down as much as possible. My bottles I've had for a while, so these ones I feel like have the sticky stuff really, really on them. So I just had to go back and forth and get all that stuff off. But yeah, I've actually seen a lot of different distributors make their bottles look like this. I don't know if it's like a new trend or something, but it's so nice because you can really see the color. And another bonus is if you go to trade shows or go to a party at someone's house, you can easily tell which ones are the testers and which ones are your products for sale. So it works on a lot of different levels. It does take time. So what you're seeing now is in real time. I'm not speeding this up because it's actually not a super long video, but for this one container it takes about 5 minutes for me to do the whole thing. So that is taking off the wrapper or the peel or whatever you want to call it. It's not a banana. Why am I calling it a peel? Anyway, taking those off and then making sure all of that sticky stuff comes off. That's probably the hardest part of this process. Again, it's not super hard, it just takes time. Okay, so after I've done that, I'm going to clean off this wand because again, I've had this bottle for a while. So I really want to make sure that it's going to be applying color as well as it can. So it's time to replace the tip, the applicator. So you definitely want to use paper towels when it comes to this. You don't realize it, but those little applicators soak up a lot of product. So if you don't do that, and you'll actually see in a minute what happens if you weren't to use paper towels. And sorry, it's out of the shot. I had to keep pulling it back because it was so hard. This part can also be difficult depending on just your tube. I've had some applicators that pop off a lot easier than others. And this one was definitely giving me a hard time. So it's good to kind of bend it back and forth and just really make sure that you can get a good grip on it. So I tried to use tweezers instead. I've used both ways before, just my hands and then using tweezers. It's kind of good to use the tweezers because you can kind of pull it at an angle if you see. And then I think this next time I get it. Oh, no, one more time. There we go. Finally. Oof. It took ages. Anyway, so what you can do is make sure, that's what happens when you don't use the paper towels protection. So what you can do is get just a regular, like what you would use for someone to test your products, a tester wand. There we go. That's the word. Struggling with words today, guys. And it actually pops on pretty easily, but I always kind of want to make sure that it stays on. I've had actually one before where it didn't click. Like you will hear an audible click when it goes in, and that'll tell you if it's truly in the wand or not, because I've lost little tester wand heads in my LipSense bottles before. So I would highly recommend that you make sure that it stays. And then lastly, what I've done with that first bottle that I showed you, some of the colors I've taken pictures with. So I was able to put a lip sticker on that middle one, but unfortunately, I don't think I've taken a picture with Lexi Berry to where I could do it with my lips. I looked and looked and looked, and I don't have one, but you can see when I fix my other bottles, I'll have plenty to choose from.
And
So,
this is
yeah.
our final product. Thank you guys so much for watching. Toodles.